Hello there again, you poor lost souls! I've been known to poo-poo the use of Zoom calls in human communication, so the irony is not lost on me, because despite my fervent tirades against the digital dungeon that is Zoom, our own program unfolds within its very framework. Yet, by some twist of cosmic jest, here in our corner of the universe, things operate with a seamless grace that defies my every complaint. Connections are crystal clear, not a voice is muted unintentionally, and the dreaded lag is but a myth. It's as if we've stumbled upon a parallel dimension, where Zoom is not the bane of existence, but a conduit for flawless interstellar communication. This, dear viewers, serves as a peculiar disclaimer for our show. Despite my vociferous lamentations, our program is a bizarre anomaly, where Zoom meetings unfold with a perfection that would make even the most seasoned, earthling technophiles green with envy. So, strap in and prepare for a journey where, against all odds, digital gatherings are not a chore, but a delight. And remember, any semblance of normal Zoom dysfunctionality in our show is purely a figment of your imagination, a testament to the enigmatic charm of our humble broadcast.
Welcome to a special candidate edition of The Adult Potato. I'm Trish Stovies. As you may be aware, we have an election for the Board of Trustees coming up in April, where 3 spots will be available. Both Jon Gaiter and Rebecca Daly will be running for re-election, and we have 3 other candidates that have joined the race as well: Lowry Moyer, Mario Canonis, and Ed Cannon. Jon and Rebecca have voting records that we will be diving into, and today's episode is about Jon Gaiter. We would like to welcome our panel of Wellington residents to the show. With us today are Luis Ramirez, Jasmine Carter, Martha White, and Walter Griffiths. Let's go around the panel and have everyone introduce themselves and tell us a little something about you.
Luis here. Longtime Wellington resident, and I never miss Friday night football at the middle high school. Go Eagles!
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I've been in Wellington for almost 10 years now, and I have 2 little ones at home.
I'm Martha. I live downtown and raised all my kids here in Wellington.
Hi everyone, I'm Walter. I've been a business owner here in Wellington for about 15 years now and have lived here nearly 20. I've been active with volunteering, both with the chamber and other events around town.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for this discussion. Today's question is, do you feel that Jon Gaiter represents you well as a trustee? Luis?
Oh, okay. I'm going to say no.
Okay, can you give us an example as to why you answered that way?
Sure. You know, he is really loud about being fiscally conservative, even using saving money as the reason not to have mail-in voting. But when you really look at it, he is until it's something he wants. For example, one of Gaiter's recent asks was to take our very well-paid finance director position and turn it into 2 very well-paid positions. Our current director is through an agency and has done the job well. His contract is up, so we need to replace him. But having 2 people do the job is not an expense that the town needs to burden itself with right now. How about we use 5% of the second position he wants to create and use that to pay for mail-in voting instead? Also, he's been known to chase off staff by overloading them with work and then not giving them market pay. He knows the process to refill those vacancies is more expensive than retaining them. That's not fiscally smart.
Thank you. And as a fact check, on October 10th, 2023, Gaiter voted against Resolution number 39-2023 to conduct the April 2024 regular election by mail ballot.
Yes, that was it.
Jasmine?
Thoughtfully, I would have to say that as a non-Christian and a woman that's married to another woman, I am not represented by Mr. Gaiter.
Can you give us an example as to why, or is it that you don't feel that he represents you?
Yes, there are specifics. As a spiritual person myself, I appreciate people living by their beliefs. And if they wish to govern by their beliefs, that's their right. But it is also my right to vote for people that represent the whole rather than the few. A stark example of not being represented was unveiled during the conversation surrounding the word diversity in a town survey. The presence of a simple word in a survey seemed to greatly offend him. Words don't typically have that effect on people unless it triggers something in them. If he fights against the mere existence of the word diversity, how can he truly represent people that are defined by that word and say our town is welcoming of everyone? He has his own experience as a black man, but his experience does not define everyone's. By the mere definition of the word, Jon Gaiter cannot own diversity and what it means to thousands of people in this town. While I believe he is a good man and a man of faith, he represents a certain group of people that I am not a part of. I'm in a group that he has actually acted against rather than represented.
Thank you. And I believe the debate you referred to occurred in a trustee meeting on March 14, 2023, where he said the word diversity was actually divisive.
Correct.
Martha?
Thank you. I am 100% in support of Jon Gaiter's re-election and appreciate how he stands up for those of us that live a conservative lifestyle. A great example is when he stood up for banning books in the library. He rightfully compared the library to an adult bookstore. The fact that the librarian allowed those books into the library disgusts me. He should have been fired on the spot. The town should defund the library to prevent that from happening again and have people of upstanding morals go through every book in there to approve it instead of books with rape and stuff like that.
You realize that the Bible has rape and sexual assault in it. Okay. And to clarify, the book banning conversation took place in a trustee meeting on August 9th of 2022.
Kami.
Walter?
Okay. To be honest, I have to say that he doesn't really represent me well.
Okay. Can you give us an example as to why you answered that way?
Okay, here's one. I am very active in the community and volunteer a lot. I'm pretty much at every event in town, helping out in one way or another. While I've seen many of the other trustees showing up and supporting the community, I've never seen him at any Spargetoberfest events that I've volunteered for. And they're the ones that support the food bank and the American Legion Post in Wellington plus other groups. We're raising money to feed Wellington residents that have fallen on hard times and supporting our residents that fought to defend our country. You would think that would warrant at least a show of support from him. He'll go for a ride along in a police car and visit a jail, but he won't show his face to show support for local groups raising money to support our residents. Being a trustee is more than sitting on a board making rules. Yes, Jon knows the rules of being a trustee, but representing the best interests of the town takes more than knowing rules. It takes knowing how to use those rules to help our town grow, and to be able to support both businesses and residents. It's more than a power trip.
Thank you. So, here's the thing. The people that vote in Wellington are the ones that get to decide which direction this town goes in. Yes, we're an agricultural town, and we are proud of that. Your vote determines if we turn into a Children of the Corn agricultural town or an agricultural town that also supports commercial business to grow our tax base. Our last local election was in April of 2022. Out of over 7,000 registered voters, less than 2,100 ballots were counted. Less than 3 out of 10 registered voters filled out the ballot that was mailed to their home. That could be either dropped at the Leaper Center drop box or mailed in. If you live in Wellington proper, the Leaper Center, where the library is, just off Wilson, is less than 10 minutes from pretty much anywhere in town, and you can drop that ballot off in the drop box. There's a camera monitoring the activity of every drop box in the county to ensure the security of the contents there, and also to make sure nobody is putting more than 10 ballots in there. But that's a different story. The ballots for our April election will be mailed out on March 11th. Election Day is April 2nd. We need you to take your ballot, fill it out, and drop it off at the Leaper Center drop box by April 2nd at 7 p.m. And if you want to be represented by someone that believes that all people have a place in this community and can decide for themselves what their family can read, we're going to advise you not to vote for Jon Gaiter.
Here are the credits for this Zoom show.